Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so appreciative of everyone watching this video and taking the time to be here. My name is Garrett Curtis. I'm a United States Navy veteran with a background in information technology, computer networking, and infrastructure. I've always loved learning the how and why behind things that we use in our everyday lives. Seeing as software and computers is something everyone interacts with on a daily basis, I was naturally drawn to all of the uses. I was always under the impression that I somehow was not talented or smart enough to work in the world of software. That was until a former coworker of mine challenged me and my fixed mindset to really dive into what development was. After weeks of research and months of self-taught coding courses, I found Savvy Coders through a VA pilot program, VetTech. Savvy Coders checked every box for me in terms of their schedule, the curriculum, and the method of teaching. After a brief phone call from one of Savvy's own maestros, David Rodriguez, I got a very good sense for the program and decided it was worth the time and dedication. So I went for it. From the very start, we learned about the Agile methodology. It was formally launched in 2001, and it's an iterative and incremental approach to project management where Agile teams work in short sprints to deliver working software. It's a very popular framework. Includes Scrum, Kanban, and Lean. And it's suitable for complex and uncertain projects. And my favorite part, it promotes a culture of experimentation, learning, and adaptation. The growth mindset was something that we learned a lot about. And it was something that made a huge impact for me because it was very different from other places that I had worked in the past. One quote that really stuck out to me during my research of Agile was, "I'm not just a great programmer. I'm not a great programmer. I'm just a good programmer with great habits." Kent Beck was one of the co-founders of the Agile methodology, and this really stuck with me and something that I think about often when I'm working through different things and building the habits this early on in my coding career. Some of the tools that we used during the cohort most often was Git Terminal. This is where we pushed and pulled all of our work to and from our repositories on GitHub. It's also where we tested code to find if there were any bugs or issues that we were having, or tested to see if code worked. Very familiar with Git Terminal. Visual Code Studio's the text editor that we used. I had a very good time learning Visual Code. It's where we compacted everything inside of our single page application into all of our modules and our views. And whenever we send it up to any hosting sites, this is where it will pull from. Then we have the Jira backlog and sprints. Just like in the Agile methodology slide before, this is where we organized everything into 2-week sprints, and we put things in order by complexity and importance, and we were able to stay on track. With retrospectives at the end of the sprints, we were able to talk about what we did well, the things that we wanted to improve upon. A very good way, an organized way for us to stay on track. The world around us is shaped by technology, and it has embedded itself into every facet of our lives. It can make our lives more organized, more entertaining, or help us solve complex problems, which is what I wanted to set out and create with my capstone project, Nomad Coach. Nomad Coach is a networking application that allows gym owners to search for available coaches and trainers in their area by filtering out by expertise, availability, and price of service. This allows them to find trainers to cover for short periods of time, cover for longer periods, or if one of their employees are out. Inversely, Nomad Coach can enable trainers and coaches to build a strong relationship with gyms around them and build networks that could potentially lead to longer-term employment or repeat business for themselves. A simple search can yield powerful results and a solution to headaches many gym owners experience. Here are some of the color palettes that I had chosen, and you'll see in the site that I didn't stick with these, but I also have a flow chart here which tells you from the landing page where you should end up using different buttons. And I also have a wireframe here for the original design thoughts for the plan. I stuck with these as much as I could. I thought they were simplistic, and I liked the design, and they were fun to implement. So without further ado, I will now show you Nomad Coach. Welcome to the front page of Nomad Coach. On this first iteration, and given the time frame of the cohort, I really wanted to focus on the search functionality of the website. So the first thing that you could do is search for a specialty. So if we chose the CrossFit specialty, you're looking for a CrossFit coach. You simply hit search, and it will pull all of the available coaches that we have. On this iteration, I knew that I wasn't going to have any actual users. So what I did was in MongoDB, I was able to create fake users in the database with profile pictures and specialties and names that my custom-made API could pull down that information and filtered it based off of what the search result was. You can click book now, and it will tell you, congratulations, your coach has been successfully booked, and information will be sent to your email. If you click make another search, it'll reroute you back to the home page. On future iterations, I would like to create things like a sign-up page, a login page, a gym owner profile page. There's a lot more work to be done that couldn't be completed in 13 weeks. But I'm happy with where we're at. The second thing that we can look at is my contacts page. Right here, this contact form is actually set up with formspree.io. If you fill out this form and give me the information you'd like, submit it, it's going to send me an email, and Formspree will have all of the data that you inputted. Now, through Savvy Coders, we learned about creating our own APIs, but we also learned about implementing external APIs or third-party APIs into our website. I wanted to test out what I'd learned. So at the bottom here, I threw in an API that I found on a site that I thought was fun. This API will put a new joke in every time the page is refreshed. It's a single liner, and don't worry, all the jokes are clean. I filtered out all that in the code. As I refresh, it's going to give you another joke. Some of them are really techy and nerdy, but I think they're fun. If you come back to home, here we are. Some things that I found that I struggled with in the course. When looking at the code here, a lot of the formatting and sort of the placement of where everything went was difficult for me. Just understanding the different places where after render, what goes in the after render function, and what goes into my router.hooks. As I worked with the teachers and the TAs, this was really easy for me after the fact to break it down after I had implemented it all myself. Here you can see the joke API. There's a get request that I had written in here in my router hooks to get the information, to take the information and store it in my store folder and store it as this. And then I could pull that information later inside of the view folder that I have set up on my about page. I'd pull that API here in the about, and it would simply place it there no matter what it was. It's very dynamic. Inside the index.js file, we have all of our routing completed here. And we also have our server folder, which is set up with our models and all of our schema for our database, which tells it what the data is going to look like once it's received. So this has been my capstone project. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, or you have any questions, or just want to reach out and talk, I have my email listed here, as well as a screenshot of my LinkedIn page. You can search for Garrett Curtis on LinkedIn, and if you get something that looks like that, it's definitely me. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for coming out and watching these videos and watching all the other ones for the rest of my fellow cohort people. I'm proud of every single one of them. This has been an experience of a lifetime, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.